What's up, CEOs? So this is live training for buying a dealership, and is it a shortcut? Okay, I am on assignment to get small dealerships to sell affordable cars well and sell dream cars well and be profitable and generate wealth for their community and for their family. All right, so I've had a lot of people to ask me lately about buying a dealership. Actually, scheduling a strategy session because they have a dealership in mind that they want to buy. And this is what I have been telling them. Okay, so like and subscribe to this video because that shows the algorithm that this is good stuff. And I'm hearing in the strategy sessions and in the comments that this is good training. So like and subscribe so that other dealers can find this video. Okay, and then also join the Dream Dealership group so that you can get some Q&A and get your video and get invited to this video sooner. Hey, what's up, Kevin? What's up, Kevin? It's been a minute. How you doing? We need to connect. So listen, if you don't know me, I'm Shamel Leonard. I started the Auto Dealer Business School to support auto dealers to start and to grow their dealership. When I became an auto dealer, it was a lot different than what I thought than just buying cars and selling cars. And so I'm passing on what works and how to set up your dealership so that it can thrive, okay? And you have the generational wealth that you want, all right, CEOs? So this video is sponsored by Drama-Free Licensing, where you can get your dealer license quick, fast, and in a hurry without having to do any of the paperwork. We handle everything for you. We find your location. We even get your criminal background clearance, okay, if you've ever been arrested. And we get all the requirements completed so that you can get your application in fast. We fill out the application, we get it in fast, and so you can be approved. All right, CEO. So if you're looking to start a business, get a dealer license, start an online dealership, Drama-Free Licensing is the place to do it. All right. So if you're interested, comment Drama-Free. All right, CEOs. So I'm going kind of fast today on this live training because I am headed out to celebrate a birthday with a friend. And so but I'm on assignment. Remember, I told you I have an assignment and I'm being disciplined, and my assignment is to support you. All right, CEOs. So in buying a dealership, all right, is buying a dealership a shortcut? All right, so this is what we're going to figure out in this video. Okay, I know the answer, but I want you to see if it's a shortcut for you. All right, so say, for instance, you see a dealership that is advertised for $60,000, and you call them up to inquire about buying this dealership from them, and they already have inventory on the lot, right? They've been in business for a while, and you think that $60,000 is a great deal. Okay, so let's talk about what should be included in the purchase price for that dealership for it to be a great deal. Okay, so they have inventory on the lot. Inventory is the number one most valuable thing in buying a dealership. So you want to evaluate the inventory to see if it matches what they're asking for in the business, okay, or if it is substantial for the purchase price. All right, so that's number one, is the inventory. That is number one. Now, if they're not offering inventory, the other number one valuable thing in buying a dealership is accounts receivables. What do I mean by that? Buy here, pay here payments. Okay, buy here, pay here payments. So they have cars out on buy here, pay here contracts, and they receive accounts receivable, right? Receive, right? That is a portfolio, that is cash money, that is an asset that is valuable. Okay, so any dealership selling their receivables or their inventory, now that could be a good deal as long as you know the maths, right? All right, so inventory. So let's say, for instance, they don't have any accounts receivable and they're not including the inventory in the sale. Okay, so then let's talk about the number two most valuable thing in purchasing a dealership is their customer list. And of course, this is more valuable the more customers that are on that list, right? So you want their customer list. Where is this going to be? Usually in a CRM. Okay. So I talked to you a lot about software. The customer list lives in the CRM. It is all the customers that have purchased or all the customers who have maybe referred, but mostly purchased, okay, from the dealership. All right. So over the years, they should have collected this information, these names, and they should include that in the sale. All right. And just a sidebar, I wanted to do a separate video about building up your dealership to sell it, but this is the video, right? Because if you're thinking about buying a dealership and I'm telling you about what's valuable in buying the dealership, I'm also telling you what's valuable in selling your dealership. All right, CEO. So your software is key, your CRM, your customer list. All right. Number two most valuable thing. Number three, and let me know if you have any questions. All right. Number three most valuable thing is your inventory data, the inventory data from that dealership. What do I mean by that? The DMS, it's in the DMS, and it is how much you buy your inventory for, like all the numbers, all the math of how much you pay for inventory, how much they have paid the auction fees, what vehicles have they made the most profit on, what vehicles have they made the least profit on, what vehicles took the sold the fastest, what vehicles took the longest to sell, right? This is the data for that area, for that market. That's why it's important, right? Because you're buying a dealership that's right smack in a community. And with that data, it can tell you, hey, listen, this is what the people like. Okay. The people have spoken. This is what they like. They don't like these because they sit around too long. They do like these because they'll pay whatever, right? Or they'll buy them quick, right? These are the cars. You can tell the trends in the company. This is the time where inventory was the most expensive. This is the time when it was the least, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. The data, number three most important piece of buying a dealership. All right. The DMS. So DMS data. Number four most important piece of buying a dealership. What's number four? Number four is the reputation. Okay. I wrote these down, but I left my notes rushing out. Okay. So I can make it on time. But number four is the reputation of the dealership. Okay. Now, reputation, I also include reputation with an aged corporation. And what I mean by an aged corporation is they've had their corporation for a while, a couple of years, right? An aged corporation is more likely to get funded because of the age of the corporation. So that's valuable. Okay, reputation, aged corporation, and what's the other thing? Aged corporation, reputation, branding. Their branding. Okay, so their branding being their logo. You're buying their logo, you're buying their slogan, you're buying their colors, you're buying their image in the community, right? Their reputation. All of that is included in reputation, in my opinion, because people attach the logo with how they feel about that company, right? So that's important. And then the aged corporation part is important because, hey, if you are going to get some money under that business name, they're looking at the reputation. All right. So the reputation. So if you are buying a dealership, their reputation must be good. And I know that's kind of iffy, right? They might have some bad reviews, but check them reviews out and see what people are saying about that dealership, because you don't necessarily want to be associated with a bad reputation. And if you buy the dealership and you have to And you have to like rename it and say under new management and things like that, you're not buying the reputation anymore, right? So that comes off the table, right, Charles? What's up, Charles? Okay. So I forgot really the mega number one most valuable thing is if real estate is included. Okay. Most of the deals that I've talked to with people who are interested in buying dealerships, the real estate was not included. In fact, they were all leasing a location, and the purchase price included just transferring the lease. But that is something you have to check with the landlord about if the lease is transferable. Okay. And like, okay, I'm paying for you to absorb your lease, but I'm still paying the lease. Like, where's the value there? There's no value in just paying to get the lease, right? Because if they close the business, you could go to the landlord and say, hey, lease me this location, please, for a lot less than what they're asking for, right? You just need your down payment or first deposit first and last month or whatever the landlord is asking for the commercial space, right? Instead of giving them $100,000, right? Okay. So yes, if real estate is included, then definitely, right, it might be a better deal. Okay. But just running it down. If you're thinking about shortcutting this, you want to buy something turnkey, because I have seen a lot of advertisements for turnkey dealership here, $50,000, $100,000, $3 million, right? You have to evaluate what's included: real estate, inventory, accounts receivables, customer list, what's that looking like, uh, inventory data from the DMS, and reputation. Okay, CEOs. And if they say it includes the dealer license or the dealer tag, they are lying. Okay, run. They don't know. I don't know if they're trying to deceive you or whatever, but that is not true. No dealer license anywhere is transferable, CEOs. No dealer plates are transferable nowhere. All right. And this is real life situation. Definitely two people come to mind when I'm talking about this. I had strategy sessions with two people who were told that the dealer license was included, or you get 3 dealer tags. You do not. You cannot use the dealer tags or that dealer license. All right. You still need to get your own license. So you still need drama-free licensing. Okay. Comment drama-free. All right. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you're thinking about buying a dealership, it can work. Okay. That's I gave you the criteria for evaluating how to buy a dealership. We have the funding. So if you need the funding, look, we just got somebody approved yesterday. I want to say, I think they got their money yesterday. They got approved Thursday. Okay. It's working. So get your money and you can buy one of these dealerships, evaluate that it's worthwhile. If it's inventory, if it's accounts pay receivables, then yes. Okay. And all the other things. And get you a turnkey business. Get drama-free licensing to do the license process. Get you a turnkey business. Go up in there, ready to make it do what it do. All right, CEOs, like, we don't have to take the long way. You can take the shortcut. All right. Shortcut, it can be a bad word. Like, there aren't too many shortcuts. There's still work involved, but you can't skip a lot of steps. All right. So if you are ready to skip some steps, get to wealth, the car business is your jam. This is where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to create your wealth. You're supposed to give back to your community, give back to your people in the car industry. Then comment drama-free. Let's get you licensed. If you need funding, comment funding. Let's get you some money so that you can make your dreams come true. All right, CEOs, I am always praying for your success, but prayer without works is dead. So you got to do the work. You have to comment funding. You have to comment drama-free. Once I send you the link, you have to follow through so that you can get going, get started, see what it do. I saw a video from a girl who was turning 40, and she was so disappointed in the fact that she was turning 40 and she felt like she had not done anything in her life. She mentioned that she hadn't tried anything, she hadn't done anything, accomplished anything, or nothing. And in that moment, I felt very grateful, because if there is one thing that I have done with my life, it is try. Okay, it is. And I know some people say there is no try. There's either do or do not. I have done. I am doing. I am a doer. I will push the button. I will, do whatever it is to do. And hopefully you are a doer too, because the worst feeling, and I remember telling myself this several times in my life when I was deciding on getting my master's degree, or, something like that. I would tell myself, well, in 4 years, you're going to be 4 years older anyway. You're going to be 4 years older anyway. What are you going to, at least you could be 4 years older with this, right? With your dealership, with a dealership that works, with $1 million dealership, with, like, you're going to get older regardless. I don't want to get old and feel bad about getting old. I want to get old and feel great because I have done the do. All right, CEOs, and I wish the same thing for you. No need to play it safe. Like, there is a level of safety and risk assessment involved, right? But you're here, so that means you're doing the risk assessment part. You are learning, you are getting the information you need so that you can move forward. Now let's move forward, CEOs. All right, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.